It's more fun in love it. It's more fun to learn.
Ang lahat ng aking galaw, ang sanhi, saan ka man naroroon sinta, maalaala mo kaya ang sumpa mo sa akin. Oh my God, I love these classical songs. Do you agree that our classical Filipino music are remarkable? Actually, I prefer old songs of our OPM than of today. So, if you want to discover our music, our contemporary Filipino music, watch out for our new episode for Music Grade 10. During our first episode, we started to discuss about Philippine contemporary music. So last week, we started with the traditional composers. This time, we have another two Filipino contemporary music. We have new music and song composers. Are you guys ready? Before we will proceed to our new lesson, let's have a refresh about our lesson last week. So this is what you are going to do. You will listen to the songs that I will perform, and I want you to guess the name of the composers from the traditional composers. Are you ready? So this will be our first song. Sa aking pagtulog, nalabis ang himbing. Ang bantay ko'y tala, ang tanod ko'y bituin. The title of the song is Sa Ugoy ng Duyan, and the composer is... You are right, we have Lucio San Pedro, and don't forget the lyrics by Levi Celerio. And for our second song, the coconut nut is a giant nut. If you eat too much, you get very fat. Oh, the coconut nut is a giant nut. It's delicious nut. It's not a nut. The title is very obvious. We have the coconut nut. But who is the composer? You are right, we have Maestro Ryan Cayabyab. And for our final song, tungkulin ko'y gagampanan, na lagi kang paglingkuran, ang laya mo'y babantayan, Pilipinas kong hirang. The title of the song is Pilipinas Kong Mahal. And the composer is, you are right, Francisco Santiago. Very good, my dear students. I think you are now ready to explore our two Filipino contemporary music. We will start with new music composers. Here we go! In your journey through the discussions and different tasks, you are expected to narrate the life of selected contemporary Filipino composers, analyze the musical characteristics of traditional and contemporary Philippine music, and improvise simple vocal or instrumental accompaniments to selected contemporary Philippine music. In your previous lesson, you experienced the world of kundiman, art song, and music written in different instruments. Remember that the traditional composer's music are still familiar to the ears because of his style in manipulating the elements of music. Now, the new music composers in the Philippines will present you new sound, new style, and new ideas in music composition. Composers tried experimenting to come up with new trend of sound, ideas, and wider range of manipulating musical elements. The known people behind this new approach of Philippine music composition are, number one, we have Jose Masada. We have also Lucrecia Casilla. Of course, Josefino Toledo, Ramon Santos, and Jonas Paez. So we will start with Jose Masada. Jose Masada was born on January 17, 1917 in Manila and died on May 5, 2004. He first took his music studies at the Academy of Music in Manila. Then, he went to study in Paris with Alfred Cortot, a French pianist and conductor. Eventually, he took advanced studies in the USA with Robert Smith. He earned his doctorate degree in ethnomusicology in University of California, Los Angeles. Masada's musical style and inspiration. His style started to transform when he encountered the indigenous tribes of Mindoro in 1953. His life was then committed to preserve Filipino traditional music. With his dedication to his fieldwork, he made a collection of recorded music taken from the remote mountains villages in the Philippines. Masada's musical style still held to Western musical ideas but creatively combined environmental sounds with ethnic instruments. Works of Masada includes Ugma-Ugma, Agungan, Pagsamba, Cassettes, Ugnayan, and Udlot-Udlot.
Hi, my name is Fern de la Peña and I'm the director of the UP Center for Ethnomusicology and the Dean of the College of Music at the University of the Philippines. Many of you might be going to hear Jose Masada's music for the first time. We thought it might be good to present a kind of listener's guide to help you appreciate Udlot-Udlot better.
Next on the line is the only female composers in this category. We have none other than Lucrecia Casilla. Who is Lucrecia Casilla? Lucrecia Casilla, a national artist for music in 1989, a pianist and composer, was born on August 31, 1918 in San Fernando, La Union and died on August 16, 2008. She went to Philippine Women's University for her high school and college where she finished Bachelor of Arts major in English. After that, she pursued her music studies at St. Scholastica's College with Sister Baptista Batti. During the World War II, she took up music composition. She graduated Bachelor of Music in 1949 and attended the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York, studying theory with Alan McHose and composition with Wayne Barlow. Casilla contributed much in the music industry in the Philippines. Her music compositions greatly incorporate indigenous Filipino instruments, In fact, she used this instrument in her orchestral works. Also, she kept the traditional flavors of Filipino traditional music, mixing it with the Western musical ideas. Some works of Casilla includes Dula Rawans, Misang Pilipino, The Legend of Sarimanok, Toccata for Percussion and Winds, and many more. One also is Purihin si Yahweh, and it was the official contest piece for the National Music Competitions for Young Artists last 2008. Purihin si Yahweh. She founded the Bayanihan Folk Art Center. She was also the former president of the Cultural Center of the Philippines, chairperson of the Philippine Society of Music Education, and credited over 350 works or compositions.
Purihin si Yahweh, purihin si Yahweh, purihin si Yahweh, purihin si Yahweh, purihin si Yahweh.
Another notable composer in the new music is none other than Mr. Ramon Santos. Here is Mr. Ramon Santos. Ramon P. Santos, a remarkable contemporary composer, conductor, and musicologist in the Philippines, was born on February 25, 1941 in Pasig, Metro Manila. He was installed as Philippines National Artist for Music last 2014. Like other known musicians, Ramon Santos was greatly inspired by his family to love music. In 1965, he earned his teacher's diploma and Bachelor of Music major in composition and conducting at the University of the Philippines College of Music. He was the student of Jose Masada. He finished his Master of Music in Indiana University of New York in 1972. He further pursued graduate studies in ethnomusicology at the University of Illinois, USA. Santos greatly contributed to the new directions of Philippine contemporary music. From his initial interest in Mahler and Debussy, his compositional style shifted to neoclassicism, and finally to distinct merging sound of many influences he had in different countries. When he came back to the country, he opened a new musical style. After immersing his music in indigenous Philippine and Asian ideas, he became more interested in open-ended structure of time and space, function as a compositional concept, environmental works, non-conventional instruments, and the incorporation of natural forces in the execution of sound-creating tasks. Some works of Ramon Santos includes Pangahoy, Libad, Nagnit-igak ginan wagwag nila or Alingawngaw ng Kagitingan. Nabasag ang banga at iba't ibang kinakupong-upong na pananalita para sa 16 na tinig. Darangang Magayon, and many more. Next is Josefino Toledo, also known as Chino. Josefino Toledo, or better known as Chino Toledo, in the music world is a notable composer-conductor. At present, he is the executive director of Miriam College Center for Applied Music. Also, he is a full-time professor at the University of the Philippines College of Music. He pursued his music studies in various music schools, both in the country and abroad, like University of the Philippines College of Music, Cleveland Institute of Music Case, Western Reserve University in the U.S., and Conservatoire National Supérieur de Musique in Paris. Toledo's approach to his music composition is described as pure and powerful. He fuses contemporary Western music ideas and Southeast Asian flavors. His compositions stretch from solo instrument to orchestra, chorus, chamber, and sound, theater, and film. Some works of Toledo includes Cuaderno number 2, Parasa Percussion. The second one is Sitsit Digila, Irog Kong Pakinggan, Alitap-tap, and many more. That concludes new music. And for our last category, we have song composers. In the Philippines, music has been part of every Filipino's life. They love to listen and sing songs. These songs are sometimes made into music for movies, which mark our aesthetic to music and film. Our first artist is none other than Levi Celerio. Levi Celerio is a Filipino prolific songwriter and composer born on April 30, 1912 in Tondo, Manila and died on April 2, 2002. He wrote more than 4,000 Filipino songs. These songs include love songs, Christmas songs, and nationalistic songs. Some of his works were made into movies in the Philippines. Celerio is also among the people included in the Guinness Book of Records for his skill in playing music using a lip. Celerio was installed as National Artist for Music and Literature in 1997 by the former President Fidel B. Ramos, and recognized as composer and lyricist who inspired every Filipino. They are best of friends with Lucio San Pedro.
Kahit konting patingin, kung manggagaling sa'yo, ay labis ko nang ligaya, dahil sa ikaw ay mahal ko. Kahit konting patingin, kung manggagaling sa'yo, ay labis ko ng ligaya, dahil sa ikaw ay mahal ko.
Our next artist is none other than Constancio de Guzman. Who is he? Constancio de Guzman was born on November 11, 1903 in Giginto, Bulacan and died on August 16, 1982. While growing up in Manila, he studied piano and composition under Nicanor Abelardo. He started pursuing law but he shifted and finished B.S. Commerce at Jose Rizal College in 1928. Because of his deep passion to music, he continued his craft in composing music for films. He was acknowledged as the Dean of Filipino Movie Composers and Musical Directors. De Guzman's panaginip gave way for his opportunity to record many songs under Villar and Columbia Records. Our next artist is Mike Bellarte. Are you familiar with Mr. Mike Bellarte? Miguel Gison Bellarte Jr., better known as Mike Bellarte, is a composer, conductor, movie actor, and musical director. He was inspired by his creative imagination in music and further mentored by his mother, who became his first teacher in piano and violin. Bellarte also became a song editor for the Philippines Free Press. Bellarte found himself writing and composing Tagalog songs until an opportunity opened to him in the world of movie.
Minamahal, minamahal kita. Pagsinta ay di mag-iiba. Hindi mo ba nadarama, sinta? Bawat kilos ko'y pangarap ka. Minamahal, minamahal kita. At sa iyo ang tanging pag-asa. Asahan mong dalangin ko tuwin na. Minamahal, minamahal kita. Dahil sa'yo, nais ko mabuhay. Dahil sa'yo, hanggang mamatay. Dapat mong tantuin, wala nang ibang giliw. Puso ko'y tanungin, ikaw at ikaw rin. Dahil sa'yo, ako'y lumigaya. Pagmamahal ay alayan ka. Kung tunay man ako, ay alipin mo ang lahat sa buhay ko. Dahil sa'yo.
Our next artist is Restituto Umali, also known as Resti Umali. Here is the life and works of Mr. Umali. Resti Umali is a Filipino songwriter, composer, and film music scorer. He was born on June 16, 1916 at Paco, Manila. Being exposed to music at a young age with his father, he learned to play the violin. In Mapa High School, he learned solfeggio and score reading. Umali was also an active member of the school glee club and orchestra. In the University of Santo Tomas, Umali played the E-flat horn, trombone, and tuba. Further, he also handled choral arranging and orchestration. Umali majored in composition and conducting at the Conservatory of Music, University of the Philippines, now UP College of Music. He also took commerce at the Jose Rizal College. He also finished electrician's course at the Philippine School of Arts and Trades before his career in films started to boom.
Saan ka man naroon, sinta, pag-ibig kong wagas ang iyong madarama. Kailan pa man sa iyo'y dinilimot, pusong uhaw sa iyong pag-irog. Saan ka man naroon, sinta, pangarap ko'y ikaw, pagkat mahal kita. Asahan mong sa habang panahon, alaala kita, saan ka man naroon.
There you have it, our excellent composers in new music and song composers. Who is your favorite artist in this lesson, and what is your favorite song among the compositions of our composers? I hope that you learned a lot from this episode, and that concludes Music Grade 10 for the third quarter. Again, this is Teacher Sherwin, your music teacher. Have a great day and see you again on the fourth quarter for Music Grade 10. Before I will end this TV lesson, I would like to thank Miss Keisha Joy Paulo for performing our different compositions of our composers, and of course Miss Michelle Pascual for assisting me in taking or shooting this TV lesson. Bye bye! Have a great day!